Hello, welcome back to another episode of D54. I'm Amit, joined by Doug, and Doug has no idea what we're reacting to.
No idea. That's why I'm so happy right now. This doesn't happen to me very often. To be frank, I get surprised all the time. I have a young daughter, but in this regard, in how we do this, I have no idea what's about to happen. Let's do it.
Yeah, so this is going to be a song / music / whatever you want to call it, a different kind of reaction. If you're here, you obviously know what we're looking at, but this is, I can say, Doug, this is something that's very close to your heart and you really enjoy this. So I think you're going to be pleasantly surprised with this one.
All right.
Let's get into it.
Let's do this.
All right, let's... Can you tell what this is?
Mm-hmm.
This is a rendition of the theme song from Joji. Oh my God, Jesus.
The moment it started, I knew what was going on.
Wow, man. This goosebumps, man. This is...
I mean, just look at how much they care. Look how much care and attention to detail is being paid. For that scene, we're talking about a scene where somebody is just driving.
Yes, driving. Seeking it up.
I'm so glad you had me watch this. I literally was talking to my wife yesterday about the fact that there must be a video of John Williams composing Home Alone.
Yes.
Specifically at the end where he kind of does the medley of all of his music.
Yeah.
Because look at it.
I know.
Right? Like, it's so easy to forget when you're watching a movie.
It really is.
That it's just somebody with a camera. Look at all of these people.
I know.
Pouring every ounce of passion that they have into doing something that is largely a thankless job. The amount of people that pay attention to the score, not a song, but the score. Minimal.
Exactly.
Compared to the people that will just queue up a film.
Uh-huh. Oh my God, man. It's just...
And if you haven't seen Joji and you want to know what kind of movie you're getting into, this music should be your first cue.
Yes. Oh my goodness. Just
outrageous.
Backdrop, man. I just want to put that as my wallpaper or something. It's beautiful. Everything about this movie is beautiful. And this is like, I mean, because to give you guys some background, like Doug and I have been basically talking nonstop about music scores and music because I just got myself a new Sonos soundbar and he is my sound guru.
Yeah.
So we've been talking a lot.
If you have the chance to pick one up, it's worth it. It is so worth it. You don't even have to. You don't have to get the soundbar. You don't have to. You could just get one of their
Sonos One.
I have been inundated with sound since I was very young. Just a quick background on me and how Amit and I actually got to know one another was a podcast I made a long time ago about my dad. And I won't get into what that podcast is about, but suffice it to say, my dad was a huge fan of movies, and there was not a moment of my life where my dad did not have a surround sound system. We're talking all the way back to the VHS days. It was always there. And it became ingratiated into how I needed to have my own setup at home. I went many years without when I was a very young and broke college student and beyond even. But I've since rectified and gotten
made up for that.
And when Sonos first hit and they were coming out, I was is it worth it? Is it not really? Like I still had my receiver and I had my channel speakers. A kid will go ahead and change that for you because if there are speaker wires available, they will rip them and they will tear them. And if there are buttons, they're going to press them. So we figured we'd give the shot with Sonos, and it is obliteratingly life-changing because that music that you just heard there, will be bouncing around your atmosphere,
Yep.
and you're in it. You feel it.
Yep.
Your heart thrums with it, and especially when it's paired with a film, it's like Amit and I both watch movies to feel them.
Exactly.
Here as well as here, and a full tactical experience and tactile, and the fact that Sonos can elevate that, or any sort of high-end audio equipment can really elevate that experience, and that's why we do it, and that's why we love it, because it makes what those people in that room did matter more.
Yep. And this is advertising section of D54.
Sonos, go ahead and contact us.
Yeah, please, Sonos, drop us a like and let us know what you think about this video so we can talk to you guys. But yeah, no, you're exactly right, man. It's it elevates everything. But like the reason why I really want to talk about this is because you brought it up during this sort of the video that this is largely a thankless job. And while I know the Malayalam film industry loves songs and there's iconic songs and there should be, that's what they do. Me growing up, something that I personally absolutely loved was actually movie scores, and I've just carried that forward. Like it's something that I listen to all the time. So this has fortunately actually made it into my playlist of like basically movie scores. Now a lot of that contains of Hans Zimmer's basically staple of that one, but also like my favorite composer, it's an Icelandic name, so yeah, as if I don't have enough issues with pronunciations. Johannesson. The ones that really got him to fame was I guess Arrival, if you've seen that one.
Oh yes. Okay.
Sicario.
Oh my God, Sicario.
Mandy, if you've seen that one. Prisoners.
Yeah.
So, unfortunately, he's passed away, but he is somebody that I just absolutely fell in love with. And there's a lot of good stuff from Asian cinema. There's another composer from China by the name of Tan Dun. He did Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, and Hero, as well as Shiroguru Ubibayashi. These are three. They're sort of the international cinema composers that I listen to. So Justin Vargas from Joji has now creeped into that realm of mine as well, because I want to hear more of his sort of score, because if you listen to his jukebox that just came up at the end of this one, it is fantastic. The whole score for this movie is something so unfamiliar to me to see in Malayalam cinema, because I'm so used to seeing it in other industries. So I want this stuff to be pushed out more. I want the Malayalam industry to push out these composers. There's three that come to mind. There's Justin Vargas, there's Jake Spajoy, and there's Shushin Shyam. They're all three that I've noticed do exceptional work in terms of their music. But yeah, Doug, what's your affinity with sort of music and scores?
Obviously, and you know this, but it's been a while since I've showed anybody on the channel, so I'll do it again. But it's upside down, but you can see Jurassic Park, Jaws, and then, E.T. kind of creeps up here in the corner.
Yeah.
And part of the reason I love those movies, and they formulated my identity with loving movies, is because that music works so well. The scores that John Williams wrote work so well that I listen to them to this day. When I make forts with my daughter down in the basement, that's what we listen to, because they are feelings. They are unexpressible emotions just laid down on paper that are then played by cellists and violins and horn sections and however many people are going to be composing the individual piece. But you can juxtapose that with the other song reaction that we did, right, with LJP's new movie with Mohan Lal, right? It can be very simple. Here's a really good example. Oh, Brother, Where Art Thou has an extraordinary song in it that the Harpies sing, where they're just, you and me and a baby makes three, don't need no love, baby. And there's nothing. There's no music in the song. It's just those voices, and it is enchanting, extraordinary, beautiful. And when you're so dedicated to making a movie that is going to be, in many cases, fantastical, like Jaws, and, maybe you wouldn't call Jaws a fantasy, but it is. It's dark.
Yeah.
If you're going to be making something that is really going to try to elevate somebody off of the planet and make them forget their reality for a little while, like Oh Brother, Where Art Thou, or like this other new movie, or like Joji, because it is fantastical, then you need something to be able to rip. You need to elicit another sense. Because just an image is not enough. Just watching somebody walk is not enough. Not even having the right camera angle is enough. All of those things are wonderful, but those are all just pieces of the puzzle. And the underlying bed of all of those things is the way that we can express and manipulate our emotions through this music that makes you just buckle in the knees or be elated with joy or feel like you can fly. And without it, movies are not the movies that we know. Because when we're talking about the silent film era, it wasn't silent. There was a score being played. It has been unbelievably, inextricably linked to the DNA of cinema since the very beginning. And watching that, just immediate goosebumps down the back of my spine. Like,
definitely. It's up there. It really is. It's fantastic.
There's no clearer representation of like, not that I think many people, though they should, not that I think many people curious about the industry are watching this channel. I think more people that already know the industry are going to be watching this channel, but I hope, some people come over. And if you haven't heard about Joji and you do watch the channel, that music alone is something you should get into. If you know what the movie's about and you have no interest in watching it, I implore you to listen to the score.
The score is incredible in this one. I mean, you can say that for a lot of the tracks on this one, but I mean, as I said, I'm really looking forward to listen to this stuff more. So guys, let us know in the comment section what other sort of musical scores like this that are there. I would love to do more stuff like this because honestly, this is a passion of sort of mine and Doug's. Like, this is where it's sort of it combines. There's a crossroads between two passions of mine with this one, with sort of the musical scores and the sort of obviously the industry, and seeing how they mesh together. Because you could see them actually putting the music with the scenes as well. And that, as you said, works just brilliantly. And it elicits so much emotion without any speech, no talk, nothing. Just, this is like a theme song, which is probably going to stick with me. Like, there's certain, when music is done so well like this, it just sticks, like, as you mentioned, like no one's going to forget the Star Wars theme. No one's going to forget the Jurassic Park theme, and this is on the same bar with me. Like when I hear this song, I know what movie it is. It can be pitch black and I hear that pop up and I'd be like, who's playing Joji?
Know exactly what I'm talking. Yeah. There was an aside real quick before we, jump off this. One day, way back when, probably 15 or 16 years ago, I was working at a store and a retail store. And in the evening, after a certain point, we would just flip through, and my boss had Sirius XM radio. Still around, but at that time it was pre-streaming, so that's really what we had. So we flipped through, and I found this one station that was doing amazing movie scores from critically bashed movies.
Oh, wow.
And it was an hour of because I hadn't paid attention to the scores in those movies because the movies were legitimately awful. For instance, one was 1999's Godzilla or 97's Godzilla by Roland Emmerich. And it's not a good movie. But the score was heartbreaking and listening to it divorced from knowing what the movie was. Because that was half of the fun of that hour, just trying to figure out what it was. And that's the power of it. It can exist solely on its own and be so spectacular and wonderful. And then I went and watched the scene in Godzilla that piece of music was from, and I was like, oh my God, that scene works. Why? The music.
No, exactly right. That's a really interesting sort of conversation on that scene because we even, if you want to go back and really dig down deep between the Doug and Amit conversations, the Jurassic Park latest movie, which one was that one called? I forgot what that was called, but that was
Dominion.
Dominion. Okay, yes, Dominion. And the score on Dominion was actually incredible, and it was by I think Michael
Giacchino.
Yeah, Michael Giacchino. So he's another one that's just does fantastic work. So
that guy is everywhere.
Yeah,
that guy is everywhere.
Definitely.
If you like Pixar, it's probably because of Michael Giacchino.
Yep. He's pretty big. So yeah, man, that's definitely a great conversation to have. But guys, as I said, please do leave me a comment on even if one person comments on this to let me know what score reaction we should do. I'm going to do it. So, let us know in the comment section. Obviously, thank you for listening. We appreciate you guys. And we'll catch you on the next one. Thanks, guys.
We'll see you soon.
No.